Hello, Youngaz, Sagittarius males. Welcome to your reading. So we're checking out Wagwan for your divine protection at this time, what God wants to tell you. I've been led to 6 decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so sit back, relax, and let's hear what God wants you to know about your divine protection at this time. So when it comes to divine protection, there's more than one area that God obviously looks out for us on in a magical type of way, like breaking the rules for us and stuff. That's what I mean by divine protection. Is like, where is God moving mountains for us, So just know that whichever one comes out here is what God wants to highlight. It doesn't mean that this is the only situation in which God is really putting in that effort to make sure that we're okay. Yeah, I guess it would be just the most important one that God wants you to know about. So let's see what the situation is. Okay, so younger Sagittarius males, we have give your child or children a hug or cuddle. So this is about your relationship with the little ones. Okay. Alright, so let's see what else. So it's time to show them some love. Maybe you've been too busy. Maybe you've been having your own problems, so you just kind of cut out the rest of the world. In any case, happiness is contagious, just as well as stress is contagious. So for me, I'm going to tell you how I handled mine. So I don't know if you know my life story, but I'm basically a targeted individual, okay? The powers that be, the secret society powers that be, they're after me. Now that could be very heartbreaking because in the midst of all that, I've lost family, I've lost my friends, I've lost like associates, I've lost business, I've lost clients, I've lost so much. So it could get you down, and it could make you feel like the whole world is on top of your shoulders type of thing. But because I have been learning about God and how God plays a role in our lives, I've managed to go through and still stay on top of life instead of allowing all these things to get on top of me. That's why I could look so fresh and so firm and so, and that's why I could still spread joy. But how I went through the darkest moments of it is like this. So I have a daughter. That's the only person just about that I have in my life. So what I do is when I'm really having a downtime, I would stay away from her, or if I can't stay away from her and I need to cry on that, I'll just tell her it's passing showers. That's because it is. Because once I finish cry, it's like it's back to life again. That's how I do anyway. So it's like sometimes you can't stop yourself from crying, you can't stop yourself from going through things, but once that is done, then life goes on. The show must carry on. So do take time to grieve, but don't forget that life goes on as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so what I did as well is allow her happiness to infect me. So maybe she'd be watching something and I might just join in with her, or she's doing something, I might join in with her. Even though I don't feel like I'm happy within myself, I share in her happiness because that kind of helped me to get out of my funk, or at least carry me through for that time being where I really felt down, if you understand what I'm saying. So the innocence of children is actually good for our health, but we have to allow ourselves to partake in that freshness, in that pureness, in that carefree vibe. Because at the end of the day, your troubles aren't gonna go away just like that. But are you gonna spend all your time during the presence of the hardship just feeling sad or angry and depressed and unmotivated? Or are you going to try your best to push through it by still doing stuff Even doing stuff that make you feel happy. Just put it on the back burner, you know, sometimes, so that you can live your life. Because if you look around your life, even though you may have 10 things that are going bad, there's always that 11th thing and that 12th thing and that 13th thing that's actually going right. So let's give credit where credit is due, you know what I mean? So it's like, if the whole cake isn't spoiled, chop out the spoiled bits and enjoy the good bits. Don't be wasteful, okay? So I think that that's what it is. Because look at the bottom of the deck here. We have idle. Because that's what depression and sadness does to us. That's what not being able to handle our difficulties do to us. When we're depressed, we don't associate with family, we don't associate with friends, we don't even associate with ourselves. We don't want to eat, we don't want to shower, we don't want to go to work, with, you know, idle. So it's like you're just existing. God wants you to remember there are people in your life who deserve to have the better part of you. Okay? Fair enough, some of it is falling apart, but it's not all bad. Okay? So, we have jealous, mature, foolish, unconfident. Someone jealous of someone's maturity, but it's only because they themselves are unconfident. So that's two different matters going on here. So someone is jealous of someone's maturity, and it's only because they are unconfident themselves. They're being foolish by being unconfident. So it's like someone has every reason to be confident, but they can't see past their jealousy. So they're looking at other people. So is this you? This could be you. You could be looking at someone else's maturity and feeling you're measuring yourself against someone else's achievements or someone else's standards. You know, someone else's level. That is never a good idea, my love. Because at the end of the day, everybody progresses at their own pace. And also, the reason why it's better for everybody to stay in their own lane is because human beings is all about programming. What you have in your mind is what you'll be able to put out. So, I have a call coming in, I can't answer that. So, human beings is all about programming. What you have in your mind is what you'll be able to put out. If you don't have it in your mind, then you can't put it out. Okay? So, here's what it is now. The reason why it's good for us to stay in our own lane is because all of the lessons that are necessary to make us the best version of ourselves can only come from us following our own path. So, if you're going along on your own path and you veer off into someone else's path because it looks better, it looks more progressive or whatever, then you're missing what will make you whole on your path. You see? So instead of, I mean, you can watch over there and admire what is going on over there, but it will do you best to stay on your path so you could pick up every bit that you need to make yourself whole. So it's like you're making a puzzle out of your life. And while you're on somebody else's path, you're missing those puzzles because you've already gone past that part. So vital parts of your puzzle are back there in the past somewhere because you were over there when you should have been on this lane. You see? So if you stay on this lane, then you get every piece of your puzzle to make you whole, to make you exceptional. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Don't watch other people and how they're progressing and whatnot, because you don't really know what the true story is when it comes to them. And they shouldn't be watching you and your progress either. Okay? Because when we pay attention to other people, we're losing ourselves. We're losing our way. Okay? The underlying issue, we have idle, clarity, self-taught. Okay, so someone is coming to the realization that their idleness is something that they've taught themselves. So someone is seeing how their procrastination has actually stopped them from attaining their highest potential. Okay? So hopefully this is you seeing what the problem is. But don't feel angry at yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's because this is the kind of way that they program us to be in this society. They program us to watch other people. That's why the musicians come on and they boast about how much money they have and how much jewelry they have and how much girls they have or how much man they have and how much houses they have and how big their house. Because it's a programming. They want you to feel jealous. They want you to look up to them. That's okay, but don't get lost in it, you know? It's good aspirations, but remember you're at your own level in your own lane. And by staying in there, that's how you're gonna get to that and keep it. Because it's one thing to even attain those things, it's another thing to keep it. Because let's look at it. To have let's say you have a house. It's one thing to be able to buy a house. It's another thing to be able to maintain that house. Because if something goes wrong with that house, you have to be able to find the money to take care of that house. And every year you still have to pay like these taxes and whatnot on this house. So it's one thing to get a house. Let's say you have a car. Let's say you want a really expensive car. It's one thing to have the money to buy the expensive car, but that expensive car need maintenance as well. So if you buy the car and something go wrong with it, then you have to send it to a specialist, and that costs specialist money. And if you have to, when you have to top it up with gas and whatnot, then you have to have the money to be able to do that. You have to have the money to insure it and all these things. So it's better to stay in your own lane and go at your own pace, because by the time you get where you want to go, you will have accumulated everything that you need to maintain. Yeah. So just as examples, I don't know what it is that you're after, but yeah, I think you get the picture from what I'm trying to paint. So it's one thing to get what you want, it's another thing to be able to keep it, you know. So it don't make any sense to rush. Don't watch other people and what they have. And you have family, you have your children, they're missing you. They're missing their happy daddy, you know. And if you give them a bit of your happiness, they'll give you a bit more of theirs, and it will help to slowly drag you out of your depression. Okay, so we have owed. So something owed is something that is due to someone but has not yet been delivered. Okay. So this could be you. So whatever it is, I'm getting that God has it stored up for you. So we have, it's a setup. This is the underlying issue here. It's a setup, malicious intention, office, celibacy, cult, copycat. All right, so here come the whole story. Okay, so someone is depriving you of something that is rightfully yours. That's the first thing that I'm getting. And remember, listen, nobody can hold anything that's yours. They can delay it, but they can't take what is yours, because the universe will not recognize them. Just as you cannot take something that is somebody else's, it will backfire horribly. Okay? So anyway, something is rightfully due to you. God has it for you. But it's going through some things. God is tweaking some things here and there to make sure that when you do get it, it's undeniable who it belongs to. Okay? God is clearing up the energies surrounding it. Because right now, whatever it is that is rightfully due to you is being coveted by someone else. Someone else wants to be you. Copycat. Someone wants to be in your position. So this is what I'm getting. It's a position. So perhaps this is in work. So perhaps they're treating you bad at work. They're being unfair to you. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You do the best that you can do where you're at right now. Shine where you're at right now. Okay? Because this is already yours. So God is saying, be happy in the meantime. It's okay. It's going to take some time, but trust me. There's method to this madness. This is all for a reason. So we have, it's a setup, malicious intention regarding your position. They want to stop you, celibacy. Okay? Because there's a secret copycat. There's someone that they have secretly that they want to put in your place. But it's alright. It's alright. Because of money. See? Work. So this is a work position. So you're being stressed in your work life and you're bringing it home with you, which is human nature. But don't let human nature override your divinity. You have the power, even though this is falling apart, to make this thrive. Don't let the fact that this is falling apart make your home life fall apart too, or else you'll be very upset with yourself when you come back to your senses. Okay? And talk to your children. Tell them exactly what is going on. Let them know that Daddy is not very happy right now because somebody's trying to be unfair to me. At work, they're trying to... Children understand more than we give them credit for. Okay? You can speak to your children, and by you telling them your story, it teaches them something about life. So when they go to school and they come home with their dilemmas, you could say, see, some people are like that. You know, so it will help you to help your children to mature as well. So use this situation and get everything that you can out of it to make yourself better, make your family better. It's a perfect opportunity to teach your children something about human behavior and unfairness and whatnot, so that it doesn't slap them in the face when it reaches them, because the world's going to be unfair to them too. But if you prepare them and let them know that sometimes people are just like that, it will do you and your family so much well. So use this opportunity to the best of your ability. Okay, don't hide what you're going through from your children, because when they know what you're going through, then they'll know how to be sensitive and more compact. Trust me, you'll be doing yourself such a great justice by letting them know that is not okay right now. That is not very happy because someone is la 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 la. You fill in the blanks. Trust me. Children are a lot more sensible than we give them credit for. It don't matter if they're 2 years old. Even if they're ignoring you, talk to him or her still. It don't matter if they're 1. Talk to him or her still. Even if you don't talk back or whatever. Give them their cuddles and whatnot. Make them know that it's not alright. Don't try to act like you're all strong. Nobody's ever strong all the time. Okay? Bring some reality to your family life. You see? Listen, that position is yours. Contract upheld. It's owed to you. It's yours. Nobody can take it from you. Don't make nobody fool you. And you don't fool yourself either. This is yours. That position is yours. So, in the meantime, while God is sorting out everything else behind the scenes, you are to keep your ship floating. Don't let your family ship sink just because your work ship seems to be going under. Okay? God is attaching buoys to your work ship. It will rise again. Right? Let's see the underline. Look. Gentle. Yes, still be nice. Still be kind. Just be truthful about what you're going through, because you're only human. So if you want to spend some time maybe shedding a little tear or feeling upset or whatever, your people, your family, those closest to you, they will understand that you're going through something right now. And they will be patient with you. They'll be understanding. They'll be compassionate towards you. And anybody that's not compassionate towards you, then you know where to put them. Okay? Because you don't need that kind of vibe right now. You are human. Okay? We go through shit. Not because you're a man. We all go through stuff and that shit hurt. Yeah, be gentle and light magic. So just positive vibes. Positive vibes. Keep building. All it is envy. That's what's happening at work. It's envy. So we have rough it up, but keep going. Yeah, so because of their envy in your work life, they decide to make your way hard, rough it up. But God said, keep going anyway. Keep going. This 3D blessing will be yours. So 3D is is the real world, something tangible like a work position, like material possessions. God says, think no evil. Just let it go. It's yours. It's yours. Focus on your money. The manipulation. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. God is working it out behind the scenes. Okay? So your focus is on your money and the manipulation that they're doing. God says, forget about it. They can't take it. God is using that same position to put these people in their rightful place. The rightful place could be jail or some shit. Or perhaps God is using it to create a rift between them two who think that they're so close. We don't know what God is doing behind the scenes, but just know whatever it is to be worked out in your benefit, because that position is yours. Okay? So let's get your next message. So God says, introduce that new thing in spite of what the critics say. And God says, stop working with you know who. The underlying issue here is create a new sound. And get back to doing it from your heart and soul. Be yourself to attract the right people. So God is saying, don't lose yourself in the middle of all these things and team up. Team up with you know who. So, does God want you to stop working at this place? God says, introduce that new thing in spite of what the critics say. The critics could be your wife. The critics could be your mother. Maybe they'll say, why are you leaving the job or whatever. I'm not saying that you should leave this job, but you know within your heart. You know within your heart, if you be honest with yourself, whether, I don't know, it could be change this job altogether. It could be for you to change the department that you're in, or change the time that you go into work, or something God want you to change. Introduce that new thing in spite of what the critics say. So just know that you may get some rebuttals. You may get some people wondering why you doing that, but if you're doing it from your heart and your soul, then you don't need to question, and you don't need to bother with them and their opinions either. God has put it in your heart for you to do whatever it is that you're about to do, because God says stop working with you know who and team up with you know who. So you know how that dynamic works for you. Be yourself to attract the right people. So in the midst of all this drama that could make you angry and bitter, God said, don't lose yourself. Be yourself. Who are you? You're pleasant. You're resourceful. You're talented. You love your work. Be that. Don't be consumed by hate. Because if you consume yourself with hate, then it's going to throw you off. People who are like you, they will not recognize you for who you are, because obviously they're not gonna like who you are. And especially in life, we have to be able to, in spite of our challenges, be capable of pushing through. We can't let every bad thing that happen in our life throw us off of our game, or else we'll never really achieve anything. Yeah, so yeah, just know that it takes courage to be original. So be you. Be you, and you need to stop working with you know who and team up with you know who. So you know who that is talking about. I'll leave that part for you to sort out. If you don't know the answers now, then trust that they will come. So don't rush anything. It will come to you. Let's get your last message. It's just jealousy. Well, if that last message wasn't clear, the card to come out for you is separation. So you really are being urged to cut out someone or some place. It says sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. But God's got you in this situation, okay? So you need to move with faith. The underlying issue is the butterfly. It says relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Yes, so if you separate yourself from these people or whatever you know you're supposed to separate yourself from, or whatever you will come into the knowledge that you're supposed to separate yourself from, it will encourage you to grow. It will encourage you to transform into the beautiful butterfly that you are. Because there's a lot of competition around. It says the snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder. You don't need that type of drama in your life. Because you're in an empath narcissist situation right now. Girl with a snake. It says empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used. Enable boundaries. Yeah, so you're not being treated right. You will know what to do. And it has everything to do with separating yourself from those that are hurting you. Okay? God has better things out there for you. But you're going to have the faith. So pray. Pray before you do anything. If you don't know what to do, say, Lord, I got your message. Chanel told me what you said. But I don't really know what to do next. So I'm relying on you to guide me. Whoever your God is, whether it's Allah or you know the list. Allah, the Buddha, the Krishna, the ancestors, guardian angels, deities, whatever it is that you believe in, talk to it. And tell it, yeah, you got the message, but you don't know what the next step is. And then just live. Hug your children, love your family, do what you can at home to keep the balance in your personal life, while your spirit guides or your God or your superpower or your supernatural healers and protectors are working out the money vibes behind the scene for you. The messages will come to your mind when the time comes, and you'll know what to do next. But invite them into the situation so that you can have that superpower on your side. So that way, when you get the message and you make your move, regardless of what the outcome look like, don't get scared. Just know that it's part of the plan. That's the hard part, not getting scared when things look like they're not working out. But once you've prayed and invited God into your situation, you can trust that whatever happens is meant to happen and only good things will come out of it. Just watch and you see. Yeah? So that's the message that we have for you regarding your divine protection. Yeah, your divine protectors. Call them. Call them. Because something out there is for you. So you don't have to be vexed about it. You don't have to be upset, angry. You don't have to be disappointed. Love. Take care of your family and take care of yourself in the meantime while your divine protectors are working things out for you. All right, Sagittarius. Until next time. Bye-bye.